as for Centro, gets a good workout in. It would have been cool to see him in this race against Kerr, but I think he's confident in his position going into the trials. Yeah. Runs a 150, 149, just some negative splits. His recovery was just basically when the women were running their 800. I do like the fact that in the results they listed him as Matthew Centrowitz 2, and then Matthew Centrowitz 3 because he appears 3 different times. I did not know that was allowed, but pretty amazing. One question I'm wondering: did he have to pay 3 entry fees? Do you know that, Gordon? Can we get a anyway? Okay.
I think he had to get 2 different. Real question? He had to do 3 COVID tests. Like, he had to do a COVID test for each individual entry.
But 3 parking passes.
I mean, what do you think of that workout? 140. So the order of the workout was, I think he did a 150 first. It was like 150, 149, and 153. So, what do you think that says about his fitness? I mean, obviously, I think he's fit. He's proven it with his 335 or 334. So, what do you think?
Here's what I know. A couple months ago, he ran a 150, and that was the only thing he did that day. He did not do 2 other 800s. And now he's doing a 149 after he just did a 150. I'm not a rocket scientist or a Jerry Schumacher, but that seems to be good. And coming on the heels of 335, I do think it's funny. I mentioned this the other day. Remember the rumors that Shelby did a workout instead of running, or she did a time trial instead of running that last 1500? So you have one Bowerman person skipping the race to do a workout, and then you have another Bowerman athlete in Centrowitz doing a workout in a race. It's kind of like all flipped upside down. It's kind of interesting how they did it. Zigging and zagging there for Jerry Schumacher. Excuse me. I read it as how confident is Centro in himself, and this to me is a sign that he's very confident, because he wouldn't show up and do this publicly if he didn't think it was going to go well. That's what I think. Like, you don't do a public workout like this if you're not fit. That's what I think.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend about what Centro's doing, and I just feel like ever since the Olympics, I feel like there's always been kind of like a question mark around Centro with, like, because he would go out and run like a 150, 800, and he wasn't he would then put together a couple good races, but there wasn't like that dominant, like, Centro is the reigning Olympic champion. He's the best in the U.S. He would miss a USA's. He was hurt. He didn't make a final in 2017. 18 was an off year, so he didn't run as much. 19 was not the same as well. He was injured. And there's just so much, like, weirdness around Centro. This is the first season that I feel like he is, like, the defending Olympic champion. Like, take out that 150, but, like, he clearly ran well in one of those track meets in California. He does this really good workout. It's the first time I have, like, no question marks around Centro, which is great because, he just kind of was living off of, like, hey, I show up when it counts, and he was doing that. But then he had a couple little weird bumps and bruises in the past 4 years. But now we know he's going to show up when it counts. We know he's going to probably win the trials, and we know he's going to make it to the Olympic final, and he will be, depending how the race tactics play out, be in contention to medal, if not win. So, I mean, the chariot factor is really going to affect whether or not Centro's winning an Olympic gold. So, if chariot does what he does, then Centro's not winning gold. But if he doesn't, then Centro could win gold. So,
David in the chat says that Centro did the 3/800s thing in 2016 as well, too. Maybe he's just taken a page from a successful playbook. Anybody if you've talked to Centrowitz, he's a student of the sport, and he has almost an encyclopedic knowledge of everybody's performances and his own performances, and he knows exactly where he needs to be at the exact time. Or one time I was talking to him, and he mentioned, I think it was a race, some prelim race. He was confident that he was going to qualify because the split he came through at 800 was like similar to like a Pac-12 800 he raced against Corey Prim like 5 years before. It was just it was uncanny the way he recalled the split and apparently did it in the moment, and it gave him confidence that he can close because he did it in a Pac-12 meet, basically going one-on-one against another guy. It was very strange. So in an impressive way, I think he is really able to know exactly what he needs, especially as it pertains to the U.S., about how to make a team, and that's what he's doing. And I think he's taking the exact steps he needs to make sure he can win that trials 1500. So let's talk about McLaughlin real quick.
One last conspiracy theory hat, put on my tinfoil hat. Do you think one of the reasons Centro did this workout publicly was to play mind games with the field and be like, oh, okay, like to like intimidate the rest of the U.S. 1500 meter runners? Be like, yeah, this is what I am. One, I'm an Olympic champion, but look, I'm fit. This is the workout.
Yeah.
And kind of they're going to be kind of more nervous to challenge Centro because they know like, oh, Centro is still legitimate.
Well,
I don't know.
What would have been
mind games?
What would have been more impressive? What would have been more impressive? This workout or him running against Josh Kerr and running a 3:33? In your opinion?
Losing the jogging 3:33?
Yeah, Kerr still runs his 3:31, but Centro runs a 3:33. To me, the more impressive result would have been the 3:33 because it's like, oh, damn, that's 2 seconds faster than he ran before, and there's not a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's a loss.
In the US.
It's a loss, though.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This leaves out that air of mystery of like, well, how good a shape is he? Could he have run with Kerr? We don't know. And also, he knows he doesn't need time trialing 3:31s to get ready. Back to my early point. He knows he doesn't need that. What he needs is that devastating windup, that really strong last 800, in particular, that really strong last quarter. He knows that that's what's going to push him over the edge and separate him from the group. So for him, there's no value in that. So I get why he's doing that. Would I have liked to see him race Josh Kerr? Obviously, anybody who's a track fan wants to see the two of the best guys run against each other. But I think for him, this made a lot more sense. And the intimidation factor maybe is part of it as well, too. I'm not going to let you stop me.